Taking a live look outside right now, most of the Bay Area is getting a bit of a break from the heaviest downpours, but we're not in the clear yet.
And we're live with team coverage. Devin Feely will show us why one Bay Area county could be feeling the impacts of the recent storms for months or even years. But let's start with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Hagan tracking that radar right now.
Yeah, it's been another Tuesday of heavy rain and gusty winds. Now, this time around, we haven't had as many damage reports. All of those plotted on First Alert Doppler at the moment. We've had a few dozen, which is obviously much more than we would want to see, but just another system bringing those same two threats, localized flooding and additional wind damage. Some of the heaviest rain has been falling in the East Bay over the past couple of hours. That's pushing farther and farther off to the east, but still some heavier rain from Discovery Bay down through Livermore and extending down into the Santa Clara Valley. Milpitas getting some heavier rain. San Jose's picked up quite a bit of rain within the last 90 minutes or so, but that heaviest rain in San Jose is now edging off to the east, and the rain is beginning to taper off, at least for parts of the Santa Cruz Mountains. There is not as much rain falling right now around the Central Bay. San Francisco and Oakland, a little break in the action, even a little bit of sunshine peeking through the clouds. But additional showers and even a few thunderstorms are likely as we head through tonight and tomorrow, coming at us with these bands of rain like we're seeing moving back into the North Bay at the moment. So the most widespread and heaviest rain moving off to the east, but it's this type of burst of rain that we're going to have to track over about the next 24 hours or so. Futurecast as we head through tonight and early tomorrow shows a lot of times when it's not raining, but then another burst of rain is going to roll through, including potentially for the morning commute on Wednesday. And as the atmosphere tries to warm up a little bit Wednesday, the threat of thunderstorms is going to be going up. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined the entire Bay Area within their risk of what they call general, which was what they mean by non-severe thunderstorms. Cloud to ground lightning are going to be possible. Small hail is going to be possible as well, in addition to that heavy downpour threat. Now, the good news is the winds have died down. The current wind gust map shows that none of the automated locations around the Bay Area are reporting any gusts that are a substantial concern, but still the wind advisory remains in effect until 8 o'clock, just to be on the safe side. But I think the worst of that threat is now behind us. We'll take a longer look at Futurecast, track the end of this storm system as it continues to roll through, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Paul. And take a look at this. A huge mess in Menlo Park right now where a tree fell down on top of a home. This happened on Marmona Court less than 2 hours ago. And we spoke to one man who says his home has now been red tagged due to all that damage.
The utility corner of my house was lifted, and so the gas line is there. The electrical comes in at that point. And I've got cracks along that wall, so, you know, there's something.
That tree was in his yard and fell into his neighbor's home. He has lived there for 37 years.
And falling trees haven't been as big of a headache for PG&E this time around, at least. At last check, the outage map showed fewer than 2,000 customers in the dark. Meanwhile, East Bay crews cranking up the chainsaws to cut tree branches tangled in power lines in Alameda. They also used wood chippers to clear away the debris. PG&E intentionally cut power for 4 hours to get the work done. And about 10 miles north in Albany, the lights came back on just in time for some businesses to reopen their doors this afternoon. They only lost power for a couple of hours, but the heavy rain lasted a lot longer than that. As you can see, it was coming down pretty hard.
And Liz, that storm also causing problems on East Bay roads. This crash happened this afternoon on westbound 580 just before Castro Valley Boulevard. And you can see the traffic slowing down to a crawl. To the south, the storm causing lots of problems along Highway 9. Not only were there multiple closures like this one in Saratoga, but there were lots of spots with only one lane open. Caltrans says some of these closures, well, they could last for days. And Boulder Creek, that sits right on Highway 9 in Santa Cruz County.
The storms there have been unrelenting, with crews working around the clock just to clean up the damage. And those repairs aren't cheap. And they won't be fast either. Devin Feely joins us live from Boulder Creek, where the backlog for storm repairs has been growing for a lot longer than you might think. Devin?
Yeah, here's the headline. The county estimates it's going to cost $90 million, upwards of $90 million, to repair all the damage from this winter's storms. And it's probably going to take them years to do the work. How do we know that? Because, well, there's dozens of unfinished road repairs from 2017. That's 6 years ago, and not coincidentally, the last time we had a really wet winter as well.
Drive just about anywhere in the Santa Cruz Mountains these days, and you're likely to run across a scene like this. A downed tree, a landslide, or a washout. Pretty much take your pick. The roads are in horrible condition.
People are just stuck. They're literally stuck.
Sucio Sanchez runs a small catering business and has found it increasingly difficult to make it into the Bay Area for supplies.
There's no way in or out sometimes. Last week I had to go up to the Bay Area and there was one way out, a little back road off Glen Arbor, and I got stuck up on a side of a log.
According to Santa Cruz County, their early estimates suggest this is going to be a costly winter. Repairing the roads and dealing with the other storm damage could easily exceed $100 million.
We have about $90 million in damage cumulatively from late December through March. We are in scramble mode sort of constantly and have been for a number of months now. But this work of repairing storm damage really doesn't end.
And it doesn't always move quickly either. There's still nearly 75 unfinished road repairs from 2017, 6 years ago, and the last time we had an exceptionally wet winter.
Your local government is going to be on a treadmill forever unless there's a way to do the repairs quicker, unless that money comes in faster. We're just going to be working on these things in perpetuity.
Sanchez says that doesn't sound great, and the condition of the roads, he says, are anxiety-inducing, even for people used to mountain living.
It's scary just driving like up on them because you know what just happened is going to happen again, and there's so many places where 6 and 8 foot wide trees are just slapped across the road like it's nothing.
So why does it take so long to make those repairs? Well, a lot of it comes down to priorities. Obviously, you do the biggest things, the most urgent things first. Smaller repairs on smaller roads slip down on the to-do list. Then there's the time for planning and permitting and securing the money. But the pace of repairs from 2017 should tell you an awful lot about the likely timeline this time around.
All right, thanks, Devin Philly, reporting live in Boulder Creek. Another rough day on the bay. Just look at these choppy waters and all these waves hitting the Embarcadero. No damage reported like last week when a loose barge hit the 3rd Street Bridge, but there were some ferry cancellations. And the San Francisco Parks Department now asking people to avoid walking through the parks today due to the danger from falling trees. We saw plenty of them toppled in Sue Bierman Park along the Embarcadero. Those falling trees killed 5 people in last week's storms and critically injured an SFPD sergeant. And a section of Mission Street has now reopened after an hours-long closure, all to secure a cracked window on the 30th floor of 350 Mission. Building engineers secured the window and no glass actually fell this time. So why are these storms blowing out so many skyscraper windows, and how concerned should we be about it? Well, Kelsey Thord asked an expert. That's ahead at 6 o'clock.
Well, it was a rough morning for folks living in Pacifica. Jocelyn Moran reports they were rocked by strong winds and rain after being jolted awake by earthquakes.
Well, residents of Pacifica today are already dealing with quite a bit. Many say they were woken up by an earthquake, and now they're dealing with some rainy, windy, and cold conditions already. But first, we talked to them about what they felt this morning. Some say this was a strong one. Others say that they have experienced a lot stronger.
Woke up shaking, good little joke. Didn't kind of caught me off guard at first, and I realized what it was.
It's been a while. Sometimes I sleep through them. And, you know, I was here for the 89 one, so it just brought me back to a bigger one. But I also know that we are anticipating a big one. So my first thought is this the big one?
I think I was only startled because I was still sleeping. Yeah. But, you know, it's the best natural alarm clock.
The last person who you just heard from there, Forrest Ferguson, says this is a small quake compared to what he's experienced in the past, including in other countries. But today, he along residents were surprised by this, especially because many were woken up. But they weren't just surprised by the quake. Later in the day, the winds really started picking up. At times, it became difficult to keep your balance and just stand up. At the Lindemar Shopping Center that we were at earlier, the wind would blow the bushes and trees back and forth. At times, you could see the water moving on the pavement, and the rain would not let up. Although we're not seeing heavy downpours, what makes this worse are these strong winds here that keep pushing the rain really toward you here. So again, if you are out on the roadways, just be extra careful because we've been driving and we can feel the car moving back and forth as well. This is also a good reminder to have those storm kits ready. For example, you should have batteries and flashlights because as we have seen with these last couple of storms, a lot of people do experience those power outages. And talking to residents today when it comes to that earthquake, it was a good reminder to have your earthquake kit ready as well.
Yeah, you can just hear that howling winds, and crews had to fight those strong winds to clear a tree off of 280 in South San Francisco. You can see it stretching into 3 southbound lanes. That's near Avalon Drive. And a cracking roadway caused by erosion forced a closure along Tesla Road in Livermore. The 2-mile stretch is used by some wineries and horse stables. However, they tell us it's not impacting their businesses.
Drivers can now move around a landslide in the Novato area. This is near Redwood Boulevard and Buck Center Drive. PG&E worked with Caltrans to build a temporary bypass around the blockage until permanent repairs can be done. And with the ground still sliding all over the place, we wondered how long will it keep moving after the rains finally stop. We visited one neighborhood with a threat looming overhead to ask an expert.
And heavy rainfall and cold temperatures prompted Marin County to open an emergency overnight shelter in San Rafael. It is located at the Marin Health and Wellness Campus. That's on Kerner Boulevard. It will be open until 6:30 tomorrow morning, and anyone looking to stay overnight is being asked to sign in by 8 p.m. We'll have much more First Alert weather coverage later on in the newscast, and you can find us anytime on KPIX.com or streaming on the CBS News Bay Area app.